Hello again, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, and my fellow dweebs. Spank the Monkey back again with another video. This time, it's gonna be another episode of Singles Bojingles. So I will be opening up a couple of packs of singles that I had ordered from our Magic community here, and just want to show you what I picked up over the last couple of weeks. So why don't we get straight to it? So I have 3 sets of cards from 3 different sellers, and this is not through Amazon or any of those sites. It's just from the resellers in our local community here where I'm from. And the idea there is that, you know, there are enterprising individuals who are able to sell singles, and we use this to populate our decks. And you know, upgrade our decks that we're using. Well, this is specifically for Commander, which I'm sort of playing. And yeah, let's see what we've got in terms of goodies. Again, I normally order these like maybe 1 or 2 weeks ahead, and then once I have an order, send it through. And sometimes I forget what these things are, so it'll be a surprise, I guess, pretty much for some of these packs that I'll be opening up. So why don't we go and open the new Capenna pack first? Let's do that. Okay, so what do we get? Let's see. Okay, it looks like we have some special packaging here. Oh, okay, I think it's a special card, so let's do it this way. Okay, normally there is like chaff there to sort of protect the cards, but let's put it down. Okay, so first we have exotic pets. I think this is a one of the sort of chaff that's being used to protect the cards. So let's put that over there for uncommons. Okay, and then we have the Villainous Well. All right. Curse of Death's Hold. So I think this is going into the deck I'm building right now, which is Lind, the Curse Commander. That's going to be an interesting build. I think I have about maybe 16 or 17 curses on that deck that I'm building. So this goes into that. I will add that to that deck. And I think I will also add this there as well, Invocation of St. Traff. Wayfaring Temple. Okay, it's a star elemental, power and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control, and when it deals combat damage to the player, it populates. Interesting. Okay, we have Coveted Jewel, pretty good mana rock there to you know, lengthen out your curve. Forebear's Blade, so it's 3 colorless. Equipped creature gets +3/+0, has vigilance and trample, and when it dies, then you can attach Forebear's Blade to another creature. Okay, Redain, pretty good. Has a Flying Vigilance 2/3 Angel, and then it allows you to have your opponents tap their snow lands when they enter the battlefield, and non-creature spells cast with mana cost 4 or more, cost 2 more to cast. Okay, then of course a staple here, Dramatic Reversal, and then we have Endling, so it's a 2 black 3/3 zombie shape shifter. By paying black or colorless, it has different abilities on it that you can activate. Pretty good versatile card. Agent of the Fates, it's an assassin, 1 black with Death Touch. And it has heroics. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Agent of the Fates, each opponent sacrifices a creature. Pretty good. And then we have Wildfire Devil, so it's 3 and red for a 4/2 devil. So when this enters the battlefield at the beginning of your upkeep, choose a player at random. That player exiles an instant or sorcery card from their graveyard. Then you can copy that card and you may cast it without paying the mana cost. So this goes well for my Calamax deck. Alright, and then we have a nice Paradise Druid, I think in foil. Yep. So this is a foil version. So nice pickup here, nice good staple, and then we have an Auditize Command, so it's an instant for 2 white and blue. You can choose 2 Return target creature with card with converted mana cost of 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Gain 4 life, counter target spell, or you may draw a card. So this is good for my Galea deck as a way to have a versatile card. So, okay, moving on to the next pack. So far we had some interesting pulls there and some mostly staples. And really excited to build out that Lind deck that I was talking about earlier. It's a different kind of gameplay, so I'm excited to get that moving. Anyway, let's open the stack. Sorry for the wild unboxing of this pack. Right, so we have Cabretti Charm for the chap here, so let's put that over here. Okay, so let's get to the cards. We have Koto Fed Soul Hoarder. So this is for 4 black. It's a legendary demon with heart toughness 6/6 and with flying. When a permanent, whenever a permanent owned by another player is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Okay. Next we have a Light Grenade coming from the Warhammer Commander Precons. So it's 4 and black sorcery. Destroy target creature. All other creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn. Then we have Neheb Dreadhorde Champion. Okay. Then we have Venom Thrope, one of the original new cards coming out from the Warhammer series. So for colorless green and blue, it's a 2/2 flying death touch hexproof creature. Okay. Red for the hunt. Same mana cost, and whenever a creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it deals combat damage to the player, you may draw a card. Then we get a Jungle Shrine, so we have some real estate over here. Let's put that there. Frontier Bivouac. Oh, sorry, that's reflective. Let's put it over here. Okay. Mystic Monastery. Nomad Outpost. Opulent Palace, so these are these tricolor lands. Sandstep Citadel, Savage Lands, Seaside Citadel. So it's the whole lot, I think. Then we have a Rocky Tar Pit. Okay, Crumbling Necropolis. And another one. And then a Suture Priest. And a Marionette Master. Okay. And a Servo Token. That over here. Okay, moving on to the last pack from this particular seller. Nice to see some of the pre-con cards from Warhammer. I've not purchased that set. I hear it's quite good, quite strong, and they're well made. However, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the IP, so I didn't feel the need to get that. But looks like they have a lot of nice new original cards in there. Might be good to pick up a couple of singles from that. Okay, so let's move on. We have Mage's Attendant from the Baldur's Gate set. Tectonic Hellion, so it's 5 red, 8/5 creature. So whenever it attacks, each player who controls the most lands sacrifices 2 lands. Okay. We have Battlefield Forge, Brave the Sands, Dragon Master Outcast, Master of Replication, Obsidian Obelisk, let's put this over here, Mirrorworks, so it's for 5 colorless mana. Whenever another non-token artifact enters battlefield under control, you may pay 2. If you do create a token, it's a copy of that artifact. A Murmuring Bosk. So it's a forest. And when you tap it, you can tap it for green, and as Murmuring Bosk enters the battlefield, you may reveal a treefold card from your hand. If you don't, Murmuring Bosk enters the battlefield. Tap. Then you can tap it for white or green or black, and it'll deal 1 damage to you. Okay, interesting. Commander's Insight. So just a way to draw some cards. Koto Fed, second copy. Reality Scramble. So what does this do? It's 2 red sorcery. Put target permanent you own on the bottom of your library. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card that shares a card type with that permanent. Put that card to the battlefield and the rest of on the bottom of your library in a random order. And then it has Retrace, where you can cast it from your graveyard by discarding a land card, in addition to paying some other land costs. So that's interesting there. Okay, we have a Traxos Scourge of the Krug. It's a 7/7 trampling legendary artifact creature construct. So it enters the battlefield tapped. It doesn't tap during your untap step. But when you do cast a historic spell, you can untap Traxos. It reminds me of one of the characters in the Transformers movie, which I think was supposed to be, the T-Rex character from the cartoons. Okay. Spitting Image. Alright, so for a hybrid green Simic. Create a token that's a copy of target creature and it has Retrace. Then, of course, trusty old Odric, Lunar Marshal, Ambition's Cost, and Browbeat. Browbeat is 2 and red. Any player may have Browbeat deal 5 damage to him or her. If no one does, target player draws 3 cards. Okay, so that's it for the first batch of cards. Now we're gonna go to another seller and see what we've picked up. If I can actually even open these cards. Interestingly enough, these cards are packed very well, which is a credit to the seller, but then again, it makes it hard for us opening these packs. So I'll have to use a pair of scissors here to try and get this moving. Hopefully not damaging anything there. It's rather tough. Okay. Okay, here we go. Got it. Still not quite open. So, what do we get? Let's do it this way. Okay, we have some chaff here. We have Intercessor's Arrest, coming from the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty set. Deep Analysis from 2x2. Scuttling Death from, I think, one of the Kamigawa sets. OG card. Battle Plan from MH2. King Harold's Revenge from Kaldheim. Okay, so our first pickup here, we have Revel in Riches. So it's 4 and a black. When a creature an opponent controls dies, you create a colorless treasure token. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more treasures, you win the game. So this is an alternate win con. And on the back, we have Oblivion Sower. It's in Eldrazi for 6 colors to cast. When you cast Oblivion Sower, target opponent exiles top 4 cards of his or her library. Then you may put any number of land cards that player owns from exile onto the battlefield under your control. Okay, so let's just take this out. So we have Rebel Riches here, and Oblivion Sower. Okay, next we have Necrologia. So it's 3 black. It's an instant. Play Necrologia only during your discard phase. Pay X life, draw X cards. Okay. Next we have Girapur Ori for 4 colorless. So it's an artifact and says each player may play an additional land on each of his or her turns. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, if that player has no cards in hand, that player draws 3 cards. So it's sort of a group hug type of effect. Next we have Stolen Goods for 3 and a blue. Target opponent exiles cards from top of his or her library until he or she exiles a non-land card. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Nice. So this would pair well with something like STT or Scroll Rack. A Twisted Image for 1 blue. So switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Draw a card. So we have 2 of that. And then we have Howl of the Horde. So it's 2 in red. When you cast your instant or your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Now it has raid. If you attack with a creature this turn, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell an additional time. You may choose new targets for the copy. So you can copy twice. Interesting. Okay, we have Thoughtcast here. We'll go with my nice Joyride deck. Dawn of Hope, enchantment, where when you gain life, you can pay 2 to draw a card, and you can also create soldier tokens from that. Silhana Ledgewalker, one of those nice stable green creature cards. Nice thing is it has hexproof and can be blocked with flying. It has a good evasion. Talisman of Hierarchy. Nice stable. Ooh, okay, we have a foil. Gilded foil, Endless Detour. So it's green, white, and blue. Instant. The owner of target spell, non-land permanent, or card in the graveyard puts it on the top or bottom of their library. Nice. The Alpha Authority, Hexproof, Aura. Another Eldrazi. We have Bearer of Silence. It has the Void. When you cast Bearer of Silence, you pay 1 and colorless. If you do, target opponent sacrifices a creature. So it's flying, and this thing can't block. Next, we have Molten Steel Dragon. So 4 in these Eldrazi red, I would say pips. So you either pay a red mana or pay 2 life. It's a 4/4 flying artifact creature dragon, and you can again pay red mana or 2 life, and it gains +1/+0 at the end of the turn. Then we have Mirrorworks. Okay. We have a Runic Armasaur. So it's a 1 green green 2/5 dinosaur creature. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of a creature or land that isn't a mana ability, you may draw a card. And we have an Isolated Chapel for some real estate. Next, we have a Vengeful Firebrand. So it's 3 in red for a 5/2 elemental warrior. Vengeful Firebrand has haste as long as a warrior card is in your graveyard, and then you can pump it up for 1 red mana to get +1/+0 at the end of the turn. Okay, well then we have Cremate. Exile target card from graveyard, draw a card. Okay, a play set of that. We also have Cerulean Wisps for 1 blue. It's an instant. Target creature becomes blue until end of turn. Untap that creature, then you can draw a card. Do that. Okay, we have a big hefty boy here, which is the Eldrazi Conscription, which is a aura. And it says enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +10/+10 and has trample and Annihilator 2. So this will go well with the Ishin deck that I'm putting together to double up on those attack triggers on the Annihilator. Next, we have Seal of the Guild Pact for 5 colorless. So when it enters the battlefield, you can choose 2 colors, and each spell you cast costs 1 less to cast for each chosen color it is. Nice reductor there. Okay, and then just subtract here Sun Gold Barrage, Halimar, Excavator, Bone Shards, Viashino, Flash Claw, and the goodest boy, Glimmer Baron. Okay, so we're moving now to the last pack. Let's see what we get here. Okay, let's do it this way. So we have Hero of Oxid Ridge for 2 red. It's a 4/2 human knight with haste and battle cry. And whenever it attacks, creatures with power 1 or less can't block this turn. So we have 2 of that. Then we have Kazul, Tyrant of the Cliffs. So this is a 5/4 ogre warrior with 3 red to cast. Whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, if you're a defending player, put a 3/3 red ogre creature token onto the battlefield, unless that creature's controller pays 3 colorless. So This is a way for you to sort of beef up your defenses by having Azul, and because of the Ishin trigger, you can get you can double up on the 3/3 ogre that you're putting together, assuming that um, they don't pay the tax on it. Nice. Okay. Then we have Extraction Specialist, 2 and white. It's a human rogue, 3/2 with a lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. That creature can't attack or block as long as you control Extraction Specialist. Okay, and then we have Mirror Box, which is a pretty good card, especially if you're copying your commander. Oh, and we have a showcase art version as well. And then we have Intrepid Adversary. So this is a mythic 3/1 human scout with lifelink, and costs 1 and white to cast. So when it enters battlefield, you may pay 1 and white any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many Valor counters on Intrepid Adversary. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for each Valor counter on Intrepid Adversary. So nice way to pump up your creatures. Works well with my human tribal deck. Okay, we have just some staples here: Soul Ring. Okay, Rite of Replication. So for 2 blue, create a token that's a copy of target creature, but if you kick it, then you can kick it good, right? So you create 5 tokens instead. Next, we have a Peregrine Drake. Allows you to untap 5 lands upon entering. Stormkiln Artist, always a good staple. And a Silverback Elder End. So what does this do? It's 2 green. Ape Shaman, 5/7, pretty big boy. Whenever you cast a creature spell, choose 1, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, and you put a land card among them onto the battlefield tap, or you gain 4 life. So this is actually pretty good card. Alright, so that's about it. Just to go through some of the cards. Yeah, Silverback Elder, I think is pretty cool. We have the Mirror Box here, always good for copying legends and commanders. Some specific stuff, like this is for my Ishin deck where I have attack triggers that I'd like to double up, including this one over here. And then a couple of other good, I would say, deck cards in the 99, which are pretty strong. Revel of Riches is an alternate win con. Spitting Image for more copying. Yeah, so it looks like we have a pretty good pile here of cards, which will certainly go into upgrading my decks. And on the uncommon slot, we have several, I would say, staple cards here as well. Stormkiln Artist for sure. Peregrine Drake. Brave the Sands, which is going to go into my Ishin deck too. Paradise Druid, nice foil version there. And then we have some chaff, but we do have some cantrips that I've ordered to be able to allow me to draw cards. Alright, that's about it. And then we have the real estate, some lands here, just to help me fix my mana base for my commander decks. So thanks guys for watching this video. Take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.